Get ready for the biggest tech shakeups. Google Android President Samir Samit just dropped a bombshell, declaring that the Pixel phones are absolutely not going to adopt Apple's liquid glass design. We dive deep into what this means for the future of Android aesthetics and how this reaction sets the stage for what's next in mobile design.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the massive shift in how enterprise AI is being deployed. Alphabet is ditching the traditional consulting model, opting instead for licensing agreements to give portfolio companies access to Gemini models, a strategy that completely changes the game compared to OpenAI and Anthropic. Find out why this licensing approach is fundamentally different and what it signals about the future of AI distribution. In the world of life sciences, Google is moving beyond research and into real-world application. Shweta Manier from Google Cloud reveals how tools like AlphaFold are transforming protein structure prediction, and how Google is pushing AI to move from specialized research into everyday clinical and scientific workflows. This is a massive leap forward for biology and medicine. And finally, we examine the growing integration of AI in education. The National Catholic Educational Association is partnering with Google on a major new initiative to train educators on generative AI, specifically Gemini, raising crucial questions about student privacy and the future of learning. Don't miss this full breakdown. Stay tuned right here. Google has firmly rejected the idea of adopting Apple's liquid glass design for its Pixel smartphones, according to Android operating system President Samir Samit. Responding to a recent social media mock-up showcasing an Android device with a liquid glass aesthetic, Samit dismissed the concept, stating, "Not happening. Y'all are wild." The pushback comes after a teaser video for the Android show. I.O. depicted the Android mascot interacting with a light switch in a way that led some users to anticipate an iOS-like design for Android. While Pixel devices run on the Android operating system, Google allows various manufacturers, including Oppo and Xiaomi, to customize Android with design elements resembling Apple's liquid glass, and even Samsung has incorporated some of Apple's design cues. Apple introduced the liquid glass design across its entire software ecosystem, including iOS 26, iPadOS 26, macOS 26, watchOS 26, and tvOS 26, marking a significant shift for its users. Google has historically relied on Material design since 2014, with recent updates including Material 3 Expressive, which introduced more natural animations and dynamic color themes. Despite Samit's denial regarding the liquid glass look, industry rumors suggest Google is moving in a different direction, potentially embracing translucency. Speculation points toward Google integrating more blur into Android 17, aiming for a flatter, frosted glass appearance. Google is scheduled to provide further details about Android 17 on May 12. Alphabet is pursuing a fundamentally different strategy for enterprise AI adoption, shifting from building internal consulting services to issuing licensing agreements for its Gemini models. This move places Google in direct competition with OpenAI and Anthropic, whose strategies involve embedding engineers within client organizations. OpenAI established a $10 billion deployment company, a joint venture with TPG and other investors, designed to deploy engineers directly into client firms to redesign workflows. Similarly, Anthropic formed a $1.5 billion enterprise services firm with Blackstone, Hellman and Friedman, and Goldman Sachs, focusing on embedding engineers to integrate Claude into core business operations. Google's approach, however, is structured as omnibus licensing agreements, offering entire private equity firm portfolios access to Gemini models and Google Cloud AI infrastructure under a single commercial arrangement. This strategy is predicated on the belief that enterprise AI adoption is a platform problem, not a services problem. Analysts analysts suggest this distinction is critical. OpenAI and Anthropic assume the bottleneck is implementation, the need for specialized engineers to customize and deploy models. Google, conversely, is betting the bottleneck is procurement. Google is leveraging an existing ecosystem of consulting partners, such as Accenture, Deloitte, and KPMG, which already serve the portfolio companies of major private equity firms like Blackstone and KKR, to handle the implementation. The urgency for this shift is driven by scale. Blackstone and KKR manage over $2 trillion in assets across diverse sectors. Securing omnibus deals with these firms would unlock the largest potential new customer channel in Alphabet's history since the launch of Google Cloud. While Google's licensing model is positioned as the cheapest and fastest path to scale, it cedes the deep implementation relationship to third-party consultants. This contrasts with the high-margin, sticky relationship built by competitors' embedded teams. The ultimate success of Google's strategy hinges on whether Gemini proves robust enough to serve as a true platform across thousands of diverse enterprise workloads. The competitive landscape is complex, with Blackstone simultaneously investing in Anthropic's venture while potentially acting as a customer for Google's licensing program, positioning itself as a distribution channel for competing AI labs. The race is on to secure these omnibus deals, signaling a significant pivot in how enterprise AI will be distributed. Google Cloud is aggressively positioning its AI capabilities to transform the life sciences sector, shifting artificial intelligence from specialized research tools into mainstream scientific and clinical workflows. Shweta Manier, Director of Strategic Industries for Healthcare and Life Sciences at Google Cloud, highlighted a strategic push to embed AI across the entire enterprise, leveraging foundational models like Gemini and DeepMind's breakthroughs to accelerate discovery and operational efficiency. The foundation of this strategy rests on tools like AlphaFold, which has spurred an ecosystem of open structure prediction systems, and newer Alphabet innovations such as AlphaGenome and AI Co-Scientist, designed to help researchers interpret complex biology, generate hypotheses, and organize massive scientific datasets. Generative AI is dramatically compressing the timeline for scientific work. Computational biologists can now achieve results in hours that previously took weeks, allowing them to transition from routine tasks like protein structure prediction to orchestrating complex scientific systems. Similarly, clinical operations, medical writers, and analysts can use AI agents to streamline administrative tasks and query complex data using natural language. Manier stated that the practical impact is a redistribution of technical work, enabling researchers to become orchestrators rather than manual operators. She emphasized that Google Cloud serves as the crucial commercialization layer, scaling DeepMind's research, including its scientific AI engine, to enterprise customers. Alphabet's healthcare strategy is deeply integrated, spanning subsidiaries like Calico, Isomorphic Labs, and Verily, with Google Cloud acting as the commercial backbone. Key partnerships, such as the multi-billion-dollar deal with MSD/Merck, serve as proof points for agentic AI in pharmaceutical operations. The portfolio also includes initiatives in aging biology via Calico, precision health through Verily, and clinical AI focused on triadic care under strict human-in-the-loop supervision. Regarding the future of research facilities, Manier envisions a move toward self-driving labs, where AI manages routine experimentation and data collection, freeing researchers to focus on high-level goal definition and hypothesis validation. However, Manier issued a critical warning. Deploying advanced AI requires addressing fundamental data quality issues first. She stressed that organizations must prioritize cleaning and structuring fragmented datasets so they are within an understandable reach before attempting complex AI applications. Furthermore, she advised focusing initial AI deployments on areas that build organizational trust, such as administrative efficiency, which can be repeated across departments. Building this trust requires a counterintuitive focus on supporting early adopters rather than immediately chasing critics. Ultimately, Mainier urged the industry to abandon the wait for a perfect model, emphasizing that the priority must be to start learning what AI can solve in specific settings now, as models and tools are in constant evolution. Noi Dung Kai Tait. Catholic schools are significantly expanding their partnership with Google for Education to incorporate generative artificial intelligence, aiming to boost instructional impact and administrative efficiency. The National Catholic Educational Association announced this new initiative, which builds upon existing collaborations involving Chromebooks and Google's ecosystem. The program centers around Google for Education's AI Educator Series, launching May 13, which will teach educators the fundamentals and pedagogical applications of generative AI, specifically Google's Gemini. And while the goal is to ensure every educator has foundational AI competence, the initiative is strictly focused on professional development for teachers, not immediate classroom integration or administrative rollout. NCEA is establishing a Catholic Google Educator Group, seeking 6 educators with Google Workspace expertise to spearhead AI literacy training for K-12 teachers, ensuring an explicit emphasis on Catholic faith and tradition in the curriculum. And this development coincides with growing parental anxiety regarding the rapid technological immersion of children in schools. Concerns center on the potential harms of excessive screen time and digital devices, which some reports suggest may not be improving educational outcomes, citing instances where technology use shifted toward gaming and video content. And significant privacy concerns remain at the forefront. Critics point to Google's business model, which relies on user surveillance, arguing that AI deepens the ability to profile user thoughts. While NCEA leadership has sought assurances from Google regarding data sharing, questions persist about how existing federal laws, such as FERPA and COPPA, apply to data shared with third-party tech providers like Google, especially given the company's history of building user loyalty early to monetize data. And experts suggest that the Googlification of education, already extensive with the widespread use of Google Classroom and Chromebooks across public and Catholic schools, raises broader questions about reliance on tech monopolies. Professor Nathan Schneider noted that while the trend is expected, the social and political implications of AI require critical examination. He argued that the enduring strength of Catholic education lies in its focus on discernment, wisdom, and integral human development, qualities he believes will be paramount in an increasingly automated, AI-driven future, offering an alternative to a purely commercial technological model.